on last episode, we cleaned up everything around it, and we basically were getting it ready to start planting some tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, all the good stuff. I got some tomato starters. Now, I didn't grow these, but when I was at church, some lady brought them, and she gave them to whoever needed them. Just like in Acts chapter 2, right here, all the disciples gave to whoever had need. So they gave us, me and my dad, some tomato starts. So these have been recuperating. They were kind of crunched over and wilty when they gave them to us. So I nursed them back to health, and they are ready to plant. Okay, so first things first, let me show you what we got here. We got old dirt in these 55-gallon drums with the lids cut off. So what I'm going to do is, and there's some fertilizer my dad threw in there. He ripped the bag open when we were cleaning it up, and so he just fertilized the soil. But this soil, I noticed, doesn't have a good drainage. And it's this is horse manure with cedar dust, sawdust, and it's not the best for growing stuff. We got some decent yields out of it, but I'm gonna have to mix up my own blend. Let me show you the other mix I'm gonna put in here. So when me and my dad moved out onto this land, there was a whole bunch of trees. We had to clear them. And the electric company actually came out and mulched up in a chipper a whole bunch of oak trees. So let me show you what we got. Look at this cool Eiffel Tower I welded up too. When I got out of welding school, I was real bored one time and I made an Eiffel Tower out of rebar. And it stands as a family piece of artwork. I made that years ago. So man, look at this beautiful field of oxeye daisies that you can actually eat. And here's my little piggy wiggy. Hello girls, how you doing? You out here having fun with Dad? Yes? Good girl. She's usually an inside dog, but whenever I'm outside working, I put one of the dogs on the chain to just so they can get some fresh air, and she likes barking at all the stuff. So here's the wood. It's a big old pile of wood chips, and this was a couple years ago, and I thought I was gonna put it inside of the dog kennel to give them something other than mud to be on. But when I came out here expecting good wood chips, it all turned to dirt. This is like 50% dirt, 50% rotten wood, which is going to be perfect for drainage. So I'm going to get 5-gallon buckets full. Uh-oh, there she is in her natural habitat. And I'm going to fill this bad boy up and probably do about 6 or 7 loads of this and mix it up by hand. So let me just show you how rich this compost is. Oh yeah, there's natural worms in it. Worm castings make some of the best fertilizer. So see, I've been filling up 5-gallon bucket or 7-gallon buckets, throwing them in here. Then I'm gonna, man, I wish I had that claw cultivator. That would be awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got about 8 more to do, so about 4 more trips. All right, so I got all the mixing done. Now I'm going through each one of them and giving them a generous dose of water. That's a big fat must. So when you're watering dry dirt, you want to make sure you give it a good soak. Otherwise, you're just wetting the top of it. It may look wet on the top, but that's just it. It's on the top. So you want to really soak it down good, especially where you're going to make the plant transplant right there. So really getting it good. So I did these over here already. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And gonna keep going. All right. Okay, so the transplanting is done. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that wraps it up for this episode of Primal Survival, Hoop House 2020 and tomato grow operation. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to update this in a couple of weeks whenever these really start growing in. Share it with all your other friends that like to do homesteading and gardening and growing stuff. All right, we'll see you next time. God bless you.